You know, sometimes when you're out trapping, a little tool like this right here, it's just as important as the traps you have in your basket. You know, today we're in eastern Ohio and the bobcat population here is growing steadily every year. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to keep them. You know, we've got to turn everyone loose. Kind of like in my home state of Pennsylvania, we're allowed to catch one, but there's certain times of the year that we can't. That's why we need these. We have to release them. This week, we're going to head with me to early season Pennsylvania, and we're going to show you what to do with those bobcats we can't keep. It's trapping time. Trapping, an art form that has stood the test of time. A heritage built upon hard work, dedication, and pride. Rooted deep with the main goal of conservation, we, as trappers, live this history 365 days a year. With the help of some great friends, along with the love and support of my family, I'm carrying on that tradition. With all the pitfalls that I may encounter, the rewards more than outweigh the costs. Many of the greatest trappers in history have etched their name in time. This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Trapping Time is brought to you by Vapple at vappleproducts.com, Jeb's Chokes at jebschokes.com, Blind Turtle at blindturtle.net, Smokey's Deer Lures at smokiesdeerlure.com, Blackwater Hunting Services at blackwaterhunting.com, Southern Ohio Outfitters at southernohio.outfitters.com, Popio Creek Trapping Supply at popiocreektrappingsupply.com, Big Game Gut Glove at biggamegutglove.com, Dakota Line Snares at dakotalinesnares.com, PCS Outdoors at pcsoutdoors.com, Duke Trap Company at duketraps.com, Deep South Trapping Lures at deepsouthlures.com, Webster's Predator Control at shop.websterspredatorcontrol.com, Little Whiskey Girl at littlewhiskeygirl.com, Wolf Creek Products at wolfcreekproducts.net, Southern Snares and Supply at southernsnares.com, and Console Energy at consoleenergy.com.
You know, in late October when Pennsylvania's trapping season comes in, I stick usually to the same game plan every year. I set up about 30 different locations, and the reason I do this is I'm trying to gauge the population of the animals on the property. This time of year I'm focusing on fox and coyote mainly. Reason being, coon hides just aren't there yet. You know, we still got about another 2 to 3 weeks before they start to prime up, and there's no sense of catching them, educating them, and let them loose. This particular property here is very special to me because it's only about 200 yards from my house, and I always have a lot of success on it.
Well, yesterday I extended my line out a little bit, and we're still running small now. Deer season's still in. It's still kind of early, so we're not hitting it real hard. Just basically checking the fur, trying some new properties and stuff. But we had Cole help me yesterday. And right before dark, I said, you know what, I'm gonna throw a couple sets in out here, and this is right by my house. Pretty nice little field right here. Oh, baby. We caught, I don't believe it, I caught a bobcat in the first trap, and I got a red fox in the second trap. Never in a million years I believe that. Holy cow. This is the second bobcat I caught this week. It might even be the same one, who knows? Let's take a look at it.
You know, it didn't really surprise me I caught a double in this setup, but what did surprise me was that one of them was a bobcat. You know, this time of year, bobcats are out of season in Pennsylvania. You know, I still had another 2 months I was gonna have to wait before bobcat season even come in. And also the fur on it just wasn't ready yet. However, from looking from the truck, the fox, you know, it was in season and the fur looked pretty good.
Well, we're gonna get him out of the trap, reset him, we'll keep the fox and turn the bobcat loose.
When we come back, I'm gonna take my trusty catch pole and see if we can get that cat out of the trap without me getting tore up.
The trophy moment only lasts a couple of seconds, but the story will be passed on for generations. They only see the glory, not the sacrifice. But I don't wait for my tall tale of glory. I handcraft my journey from start to finish. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors. An epic saga is worth 1,000 words, but my story boils down to 3. Little Whiskey Girl. Save luck for the weekend hunter.
Where'd you get all that stuff? DakotaLineSnares.com.
I bet it cost you a fortune to ship all that.
Nope, not DakotaLineSnares.com. It's $9.95. Flat rate, it doesn't matter what you get.
Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products has everything you need right at your fingertips. Our warehouse is packed with trapping supplies you need to be successful on your trap line, and with flat rate shipping of $9.95 on all orders, you get your money's worth.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my order in at DakotaLineSnares.com now.
Welcome back. Okay, now we've got a wild bobcat at our feet that we got to get out of this trap because A, it's illegal to have them this time of year, and B, the fur's no good. So my game plan is I'm going to go up here, I'm going to put this noose off that catch pole around this thing's neck and try to release him before he tears me up. My goal is I want to get that noose around his neck and his arm. Cats are very susceptible to being choked out, so you gotta be really careful. And the goal is you wanna hurry up, get him released as fast as possible. So if you notice, I'm very cautious as I approach this cat. I mean, he's not happy that I'm within feet of him, you know, but I gotta get him out of here. After I released the catch pole, I got out of his way. It took him about 5 seconds to realize he was loose and that baby was gone. Now on this remake, it was pretty basic. You know, I'd set that trap the day before.
I caught this cat. I just got a little tiny dirt hole. I actually took the driver of my wolf fang driver and made a little hole with it. You don't have to make these big blowout dirt holes. And usually if I'm setting the same property, I like to change the different styles of dirt holes that I'm doing. That cat there, which don't know which one we caught first. Don't know if we caught the cat or the fox up here, but it's a pretty nice double as far as doubles go. But any of you guys that question the holding power of a 175, right there's a prime example. We had a real good pad catch of him. That bobcat wasn't going anywhere.
You know, I'd set that trap the day before and connected immediately. You know, the place wasn't really tore up. We were in a hayfield and the grass was kind of short, so it didn't really get tore up when that cat was, you know, thrashing around there. A lot of times these cats will pull all this garbage to the middle, and I just don't think he'd been in there very long because we just didn't really have that. So, you know, when we remade this set, I mean, it's basic dirt hole. You know, when I'm doing this early season, I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So what I ended up doing, I just put the trap back in the same spot. I didn't even really put that much lure or anything on it because we had so much cat smell. Plus, I already had lure in the dirt hole from the night before. You know, everything was still pretty strong there, so there was no sense in doing it.
What I did yesterday, I took a bunch of grass clippings and covered this up a little bit, just to kind of blend it in this field a little bit more. This road gets a lot of traffic and I didn't want people seeing my traps. So that's it. That's a remake on the bobcat set.
This early season trapping is something I like to call trolling holes, and I keep it as simple as possible. We're just putting dirt holes out and follow them. Let's get up here and check this fox out.
Now we're gonna drive up here and check out this red fox. Looks like a pretty nice red. Man, I got a cold bad. I got it about a week ago and I was headed to Virginia and I can't get rid of it. Miserable. It's a real nice looking red. I've been seeing some tracks and stuff on this old road, and I just love catching reds. I'd rather catch him over coyotes any day of the week. Awesome. Got a pretty decent color on it. Young one. Oh, let's get him out of the trap. Now this nice little red here, right along this old travel road. It's a gas company road, and I just punched in 3 little dirt holes down through here and had a bobcat in the first one. I caught him in the second one. Smells real foxy. I love catching a fox because anytime you catch a fox, 9 times out of 10 you're going to catch something else. It's just that odor that these other animals like to investigate. But I'm just using a Duke 175, and it's a perfect trap for what we're doing here in the southwestern part of Pennsylvania. We're going to get this fox dispatched. We'll remake this set real quick and we'll be on to the next one. But I think we're going to catch some more out of this spot.
You know, we as trappers, when we're out there to give 110% no matter what. You know, this particular day, I was sick as a dog. I'd been fighting a cold for the last 3 or 4 days, but I knew I had to get these sets remade because there was so much scent. You know, we had a bobcat there, we had a red fox there within about 60 yards of each other, and I just knew I had to get these remade because they were going to connect again. You just have to take the time, remake the set right before you move on. It doesn't matter if you're sick or not.
That's it. We're not even going to re-lure it because I can see they didn't get the bait out. We'll leave here and catch us another one.
When we come back, we're going to be headed to the deep south for a completely different style of bobcat trapping on this week's Set of the Week. You're watching Trapping Time. If you're serious about putting paws on your pans, try Fresh Louisiana Crawfish Bait by Poppy Oak Creek. Go check them out at poppyoakcreektrappingsupply.com.
Who better to get your trapping supplies from than trappers who know what you need in the field?
Come on in.
PCS Outdoors is one-stop shopping for name-brand trapping, predator hunting and calling supplies, shooting and pest control gear at discount prices.
A lure for every animal you'd be targeting.
PCS Outdoors stands above the competition.
Quality Sabo brand snares being made here in Michigan.
Go to PCSOutdoors.com for great selection and prices that'll make you want to stock up for your next trapping or outdoor adventure.
Do you need a blind that will keep you warm on a cold winter day? Do you need a blind that won't blow away on a windy fall afternoon? Do you need a blind that will never wear out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need a Blind Turtle hard-shell hunting blind. This solid one-piece unit is perfect for deer hunters, turkey hunters, archery hunters, and gun hunters. Put it this way, if you hunt, the Blind Turtle is perfect for you.
What do you demand in a quality knife? You want a knife that works as hard as you do. Weeby knives are made for trappers who want efficiency and perfection. The Weeby Elite double-edged fleshing knife has one edge that's ultra sharp, and the other side has just the right edge for pushing fat and meat for perfectly fleshed furs. And don't forget about the Weeby Wicked Sharp, the planet's sharpest skinner. When the blade goes dull, simply snap on a new one, and you're ready to go. Find them at DakotaLineSnares.com.
Billy Doris and Justin Rogers, co-owners of Deep South Lures, they've been putting out a quality product for many years now. You know, many animals have failed to their great lure combinations over the years. This week, Justin's going to take us and show us one of his little sets that he likes to use called a walkthrough set.
Alright, we got a pretty good tom. Looks like a big tomcat maybe. This was a walkthrough kind of type set. Had that big rock there, had a little cat urine on it, little cat lure on the rock, and I saw these cat tracks in here yesterday. We were on the road, it runs to a big cutover, and we got a good tomcat. We got one more set. We're gonna dispatch this cat, go check our other set, and we'll reset this on our way back.
The basic concept of a walkthrough set is just what the name implies. The animal's got to walk through it. Now if you notice, Justin has an object on the right and an object on the left, about wide enough for that bobcat to go through.
Alright, here's the remake on this set. As you can see, we've kind of got a little walkthrough. Urine and a little on top of the rock, got some cat gland lure at the base. And we kind of pulled up some of this grass stuff he stirred up that he tore up. Made a little pile for a little walkthrough. Mainly targeting cats here. Just will catch some gray fox. Coats may be reluctant. You will catch a cat every now and then. One thing that I did do is we want to keep those feet moving as much as we can. Keep them on that pan. Put a little hole here with our stake driver and a hole here. We got a beaver caster type lure here. Got this little cat gland lure that's built off of that rock down in the hole. Got a few feathers pushed in that hole. Just keeps that cat moving back and forth when he hits that pan of that trap.
If you notice, he talks about the animal putting his feet down. The longer we can keep that animal at a set, the better chance we have of catching him. And that's one of the reasons he uses a couple different scents when he makes this set. It's just something else to appeal to him. Now, if you noticed that he had feathers and stuff around, now check your local laws because not every state allows that. Here in Pennsylvania, we're not allowed to do that on our cat sets. But those different objects are just something to pique that cat's interest long enough to keep him there. Cats, they're very attracted to things that, that they can see. So when you can do that little bit of stuff there to keep him there and keep his feet moving, you got a real good chance of catching him. Thanks, Justin. Let's join up with Jeremy Kelch. He's in Ohio and he's trapping. He's about an hour and a half away. Problem with Ohio is you can't keep him at any time. So he has to get this cat out of the trap unharmed. Plus, he's so far away from home, he wants to get his set remade so he can catch the coyotes that he's actually targeting on the property.
Robby Gilbert sets a lot of traps to help a lot of us take the predators off our property. And this week on Trapping Time, we're going to Ohio with Jeremy Kelch. Kelch is looking to get some of the coyotes off his property, but when he shows up this morning, he's got a bobcat in the trap.
Checking our last set of traps today, and as you can see, we caught this bobcat. Over here in Ohio, it's illegal to keep them, so this is going to be my first attempt at releasing a bobcat, and I went over and recruited one of my good buddies, my hunter, and we're going to try to let this thing go, and we're going to film it for you for the show.
Now, Kelch has recruited the help of a veteran trapper to help him get this bobcat out. Step one, get your release pole around the neck of the bobcat. Once you've got that done, Kelch has to move in and get the trap off the foot of the bobcat. I can promise you this bobcat's not hurt, but he is stunned by the presence of humans. After just a few seconds, the guys have the foot released and the bobcat is laying in the catch circle. Now, all they've got to do is scare him off.
Go.
When loud noises and a couple of snowballs don't work, Jeremy decides it's time to try something else.
Well, we successfully released this bobcat. Now he's just content on laying there and he won't leave, so we're going to pull the truck down towards him, make sure he runs off, and after he runs off, make sure he's fine.
Jeremy's decided he's going to ease his truck tire up to this bobcat. Now, I can't say I blame Jeremy for getting in the comfort and the safety of his truck to get this bobcat to run off, and it works. When the truck tire gets close enough, the bobcat swipes at it a couple times, and he's gone. Now, if you take another look in slow motion, you see the bobcat lunge at Jeremy's truck tire, then run off completely unharmed.
When we come back, we're going to show you some of the challenges you may encounter when you're releasing bobcats.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
We are infinite.
In 2011, the world of shotgun chokes changed forever. Bobby Sears took his Jeb's Headhunter Precision Choke Tube to the NWTF Wild Turkey Still Target National Championships and brought home the gold. Shortly after, the Game On team got on board. By stacking the shot in front of the wad cup inside the choke tube before it exits your gun barrel, Jebs can extend your effective range way beyond anything you've ever seen. So don't get worked up about a turkey that's just out of range. Ruin his day with a Jeb's Headhunter Choke Tube.
Now, I usually check my traps every morning, which I did today, but I was coming home from work, and this weather's been so goofy. These animals have actually been moving during the middle of the day. And I'm coming home, and I just happened to look at one of my sets that I can see from the road, and there's bobcat in it. Well, we're in Pennsylvania. It's our first week. We can't even start keeping bobcats until, December sometime. So what we're going to do is I'm going to walk up here. We'll video a little bit. We'll remake the set, but I'm going to release this cat. And it's a decent sized bobcat for an Eastern. But he's not legal right now. And really, we'll turn him loose and, try and catch a bigger one in December when the fur's a little bit better. But just one of them things, you check your traps every day, and just he's in this one now. So we're going to get him out of here, and we'll release him and remake the set.
Boy, I'm going to roll with bobcats this week. Unfortunately, the season still isn't in. I got to release another one.
Like I said, I was coming home from work and ended up catching this cat. And this morning he wasn't in here. Just using a Duke 175. I made this set for foxes, and usually see some coyotes and stuff running through here. But like I said, we're in Pennsylvania. We can't keep him right now, so we're going to release this cat, turn him loose, and maybe we'll catch him later on in the year when his fur gets a little more prime. Real good looking bobcat. Anytime you catch a bobcat, it's awesome, especially in my part of the country. But he really worked that skillet liquor real good. And nice pad catch, a 175 Duke, holding him great. All right, we're going to get him out of here.
It didn't really surprise me that I caught a bobcat at this location. I mean, I've got 2 logging roads coming together. I mean, it is prime time bobcat country, but it's also prime time coyote as well. So it didn't really surprise me. And plus, I've caught bobcats in the same location over the years, but it was still early season. I had to let this one out. On this particular day, that bobcat wasn't cooperating at all. Every time I would try to get the noose around it, my goal was to get it under the leg and around the neck, just because I don't want to harm them. As trappers, we have a responsibility to, if we're going to turn an animal loose, we want it to be in the same condition as it came in, paws and everything fine and healthy as can be. But as I was struggling, and I've released a lot of cats, but every one to me seems different. You see a lot of guys that they go right up to these cats and noose them and they turn them right loose. Well, that doesn't always happen that way. The beauty of video, you get to show it all. So I've got this cat that just will not let me put that noose underneath its leg. And mind you, it kept charging me and it was thrashing at me. And I'm a pretty big guy, but that little 30-pound bobcat was scaring the crap out of me because I don't want to get tore up by this thing. Finally, I was fortunate enough, I got slid over his head, got up there, we're using a Duke 175, small enough trap that it's not gonna do a lot of damage, yet big enough to hold him. We go up there and I get him sprung loose, and in my mind, I'm worrying about, all right, I'm gonna have to get out of the way because when I cut this thing loose, he's probably gonna run. I wanna take my catch pole and I'm wanting to hold him away from me. So, I've got about 4 foot between me and him and a couple feet with my arms. So I'm trying to hold him far away as I can so when I release, I don't have to worry about him actually coming at me. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna head the other direction. Well, when I released this cat, he just stayed there. And I could not get this cat to leave. It was like he didn't realize he was loose.
It took a little bit, but he's finally loose. You want to try and get underneath that front leg there because cats are very easy to choke out. We don't want to choke him out. So you can see he's pretty worked up. We're going to take him, we'll shoo him out of here and we'll get this set remade. He's not harmed at all. That's the way you want to do it.
Once I got this cat free, eventually, I just had to walk away from him. He wasn't leaving. I took a couple little sticks and tossed it at him, tried to get him to go. he just wouldn't run. So you know what? I didn't want to put the animal in any more stress that he was already in. I picked up my stuff, I walked away, I waited till the next day. Obviously he wasn't there. I came back the next day, remade the set, and was ready to trap again. You know, every time you catch a bobcat, it's exciting. But you know, when you're trapping states that have season dates and restricted limits, you know, there comes a time you just got to turn them loose. But I can tell you one thing, this noose here has never been around the neck of a coyote. Those babies don't get a free pass. Until next time, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapping Time. Remember to set your DVRs every Tuesday at 8:30 on Dish Network channel 266. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at Trapping Time. I personally am going to list every week the conventions, the events we're going to be at. Also, we're going to be posting videos, anything trapping related that's going to make you a better trapper and help fuel your trapping addiction. Let a coyote go? This ain't Monopoly. He don't get a get out of jail free card. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Yeah, right. We hunt deer. We like fawns.